Hi everyone, it's Gina. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Either way, I'm glad that you're here. Yesterday, I came upon a new inspiration. I found a watercolor channel called Marina Art. I really loved the Valentine project that she had because it's so easy. And I do a lot of beginner tutorials. There's a lot of beginners that watch my channel, so that works out great because I'm a beginner as well. So this is something that everyone should be able to accomplish. And that's what I loved about it. I started playing around and I had so much fun. I really wanted to share it with you. I will link the original video that I saw in the description box below, so if you want to check it out, you can. I watched a few of her videos and she is wonderful. I really enjoyed it. So these two designs are ones that Marina had on her channel, and these are the two that I copied. Now once I got going, I did come up with some of my own designs, and here are some examples. I wanted something with a little girl holding like a string of balloons, which, as you can see, this was the inspiration, right? It's very similar, but I just added a little twist. Here's another one. She's holding a kite, Be Mine. And this one is, I think, really, really cute. She's holding a bunch of balloons. One got away and it says, "You stole my heart." And this is just, I got really bold with the colors, and so I just was playing around. But that just shows you it's wonderful to use inspiration from people that you see online and then expand upon it. Use them as a springboard to create your own compositions and just play around and have a good time. We are going to make some of these, and who knows, maybe make something brand new. So let's grab the supplies and we'll get started. All right, I have my big jar of clean water, my paper towel. I'm going to be using the QOR paints. And I've cut some watercolor paper. This is the Boahong Academy paper that I showed you previously that I got in my new What's New for 2024 video. And I have two different sizes. I have two that are 4x6 and the rest are 4x4. So I'm not sure how many we'll do today, but we'll do a couple. I'll mostly be using this one. This is a Master's Touch 1/4 inch Dagger. So I'll be using that to lay down a lot of the water and a lot of the background. I also have this Menta Royal Langnickel. It's a size 3 round. For smaller details, I have this Princeton Velvet Touch size 1 round. So let's get started. I'm going to wet the paper a little bit. Now I saw Marina do this a couple of different ways. You can just wet it sporadically like this. I'll just do that. The colors she used, I can't remember exactly, but they're similar to the ones I'm going to use. So I'll be using ultramarine blue, and I'm going to put it right here on my mat. It's a silicone mat. QOR paints are so pigmented, it doesn't take any time for my water to be like completely dirty, but that's okay. We'll use ultramarine blue, quinacridone magenta, and I want to use the transparent brown. Okay, so let me re-wet my page. So you can already tell my water is not clean anymore. But that's okay. And that's what I'm going to do with the paint as well. I'm going to be using splotches a lot. Okay, so just let it kind of hit the water and do its thing. And it creates a gorgeous background. See, some of them are hitting that are not in the water, which adds to the background. And then you have the ones that hit the water that just go poof and create a nice soft blend. So let's go to the magenta. You can go in, you can add more water. and do whatever you want. You know, you can leave it as it was and let it dry, or you can spread stuff around. Maybe you want more over here. So it's just, this is a great, great project in that it's just fun to just play around. You really can't mess this up. So pretty. Looks like I've lost a little bit of my blue. I'm going to add a little bit more. Oops. My brush hit it, but that's okay. Looks fine. Okay. Now I'm going to sit this one over because it's super, super wet. So I'm going to move that one. Now for this one, we can pretty much do the same thing. I may use my brush a little bit more though. I am going to go ahead and wet the page some. And then I'm just going to use my brush a little bit more rather than just just flicking it. But you can certainly do some of that too if you want. Doing it this way also helps all these colors to commingle a little bit more and create different colors. Okay, let's add a blue. Yeah, you will want to put some type of a mat down because you can see it just kind of gets everywhere, but that's all part of the fun though, isn't it? I love the earthy tones. Pinks, the blues, and reds, they're pretty. But something about adding in a good earth tone really kind of makes it happen for me. That's my jam. So, a little bit over there. Okay, let's sit this to the side and let that dry a little bit as well. Now, this is still wet. I don't mind it being damp, but I don't want it super, super wet. So I'm going to just blot a little bit over the very wettest parts. Let's do this design. So she's got 4 hearts. And they go from smallest at the bottom to largest at the top. So it'll blur, it'll blend, and that's okay. And you can do all one color, or you can blend and mix and match. See if I can't help. And if it starts to spread out too much, you can either let your paper dry a little bit more, or you can just take a dry brush and help to get rid of the bleed and keep it to where it's a little more in the shape that you want. It's a little more controlled, although it is still bleeding out. But we do go over it with ink at the end, so don't worry too much about it, okay? It doesn't have to have a hard edge, because you'll use your pen and you can create a hard edge later. Okay, so let's do another one. Gosh, can you hear my dog? She's downstairs barking. I can hear her all the way up here. It's probably something on the TV. Does your dog bark at the TV? Oh my gosh, she barks at any animal she sees on TV. It's crazy. It can make it really difficult to peacefully watch something, but I guess she's trying to protect us. That's to, make a heart here, a little bit smaller. I think I'll add some color in, mix and match. Let's see, my paper's getting a little drier down here, so I'm not getting quite as much of the bleed as I did up here. Yeah, I like those two colors blended together, they look nice. Then she had this one just kind of off to the side. You could put them all in a row though, if you like. I think having it off to the side just kind of gives it a little funky look, and I think it's cute. It's just interesting. Okay. And there's a little heart there. I'm going to let that dry all the way because the next step will be adding ink, and it really has to be completely dry. We're going to make this card now. So it's just two hearts, one behind the other. I did them both ways. This one is on top or this one is on the bottom. So whatever works for you. I may add actually a little bit of this transparent pyrrole orange. Let's see what that does. Oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty color. Okay. All right, I like that. Ooh, really pretty. Okay, so let's do one heart. Put this one in the front, so we'll go ahead and fill in the whole thing. Add different colors in there as well. Add a little bit more. There you go. Cute. Okay, now we'll add one behind it. Make it a little lower. Oops. And you can certainly draw these out first if you like. If you would prefer to do that, I don't blame you one bit. Hearts can be hard for some people to paint freehand without having some sort of guide. But even kind of funky ones look really cute. So, you know, don't worry too much about making the perfectly shaped heart. If I add some blue in there. Oh, that's wet. It's really wet. Okay. Sometimes you have to know when to leave it alone. And I think this is the time. I want to add some more sprinkles on top, but I think I want to let it dry first. Because if you have a sprinkle land right on the edge while it's wet, it will bleed over, and then you totally destroyed your heart shape that you just worked so hard to create. So I'm going to set that one to the side and let it dry. I used my heat gun to help dry this one and cleaned up my mat just a little bit. And I've got the Banyo Microline pen, and this is a size 02 nib. To follow her design, she just kind of sketched around the hearts, but it's more of a sketchy look. Honestly, I would use a smaller nib, except this paper is so textured that my little size 1 struggles. So I went up to a size 2, and hopefully that will do the trick. So now, if you've kind of lost your line, this is where you can fix the heart shape if it's blurred out like this one did. You don't have to be so particular about tracing around perfectly. It's a sketchy look, which is perfect for beginners. For people who have shaky hands that really struggle to make a perfect line, edge around something. My pen is doing okay. It's struggling a little bit. I think that is really cute. Okay, so now that we have traced around and connected all of the hearts, she had a little saying along the side, and hers was different than mine. I wrote, "Be my Valentine." So whatever your favorite phrase is that you'd like, I think this turned out really cute, "Be my Valentine." So I'm going to try to do that again. I'm going to go up to a size 3 nib. I'm going to try to keep what I write within the confines of the size of my image. This part can get kind of tricky. I'm not great with handwriting. And there you go. Be my Valentine. Now might take this larger nib. This is a size 3. Maybe go over some spots where my size 2 nib was struggling just a little bit. Now, I think I want to go in and add a few more little splatters on top. I know I've been saying sprinkles. I couldn't think of the word splatters. I'm sure I'll forget it again, so if I say sprinkles, you guys know I mean splatters. Oh, it's so cute. I'll set that aside to dry and we'll finish up the other card. All right, I used my heat gun and completely dried this one. Now for this one, the strings connect to the hearts. And this one I wrote "My Love." And this one has "Be Mine." And honestly, I can't remember what she had on hers. She might have had "Be Mine" on hers. I can't remember, but like I said, I will connect her video so you can take a look at it. I'm going to use the number 3 nib again. Now I have a different idea. These just came straight down, which is super cute. I was thinking though of attaching them. I'm not sure, let's see, should I do that? Because it might be a little more difficult to write a word in this style and then have it attached. Maybe I'll try and write "All My Love." And I'll do "All My" on this side and then "Love." I will see. It might be a mistake. I may mess it up, but that's how you learn. You just have to give it a go. Let's see, I want the bottom to be, I guess, around here. Oh my. Oh my love. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm going to outline my hearts now. Gosh, it's raining. I hope the power doesn't cut off. Oh, there you go. I want to add a few more sprinkles. Oh. Splatters on top. Called it sprinkles again. All right, I'm going to set this to the side and let it dry. All right, while they are drying, let's go ahead and work on our smaller ones. I've got these 4x4 pieces, and I will show you how I made those backgrounds because I did it a little differently. Now, for these, I just dabbed them. I increased the area that I could use by spritzing them. It does make a mess, but it really adds to when you put the paper down. You can put it down and just let it soak, or you could just dab it from puddle to puddle. So we can try both. Let's put some down and just dab. That. And then you can slide. Ooh, that's really dramatic. Look at that. Wow. Oh, I love it. Let's just lay it down. Let it soak up some for a second. Okay. Ooh. Got some puddles. You can let them run. See how much fun this is? Yay, we just get to play. Play with colors. Add some more blue down here. Let the colors run and mingle together. Nice. Or you could spritz it if you really want it to have that runny look. I think I'm going to leave that one as it is. Let that dry. I've got one more piece of paper. Let's see. Let's just swipe, twist, swipe some more. Wow, isn't that pretty? Ooh, I love that one. Oh, nice. Oops. You get such different color mixtures and textures when you drag it as opposed to tapping it or just letting it sit and soak up the pigment. Ooh, that's really pretty. I like that one too. Cool. One thing that's nice about this silicone mat is cleanup is really easy. The splatters wipe up no problem. Where the main pigment is, it still comes up pretty well, but I have to rub just a little bit harder. And if you have any stubborn parts, I have another little bottle that I keep with alcohol in it, and sometimes you can bring in the alcohol, a squirt or two, and then it comes right up. These are now dry, and here's what we have. Aren't they gorgeous? I just love that method because it's so random and you just never know what it's going to look like. It's a surprise every time, and it's just fun. It's fun, and the results are really pretty. And what's nice, especially about a square one, I guess any size shape paper that you have, you can just turn it around and switch it to whichever way looks best for the design you're going to use. So yeah, all of these are just a little bit different. This is a lot more muted, and I think I'm going to use this one because I think I'll just do one. And I'm going to do this one, and I will probably do this design. It shows up really well on a muted background. And since this is kind of a clear spot, I may put her here. I have named my little drawings. There's Sally and there's Susie. I wanted the image to be very simple. And here's just how I drew her. So you do a C for the face. She's got a little part in the middle, and then the bangs just come to the side, and then her hair just hangs down like this. So you finish the top of her head and come down to the side. And there you go. So that's her head, and then her eyes are just two little dots, the nose, and then the mouth. For her body, she's just in a dress, and it's just a little triangle. Leaving a little thicker up at the top for the neck. Just come down, little stick legs, and just, you know, little circle feet. Usually I do make it flat on the bottom. I didn't know what to do with her arm, so I just had it come out, and it's just going to be behind her back. Or maybe, you know, we could add a little pocket here. And she could have her hand in her pocket. I don't know. And then this one will be holding the balloons. So it's going to come out and then up. And then I just, you know, basically draw a little circle for her hand. That's how we draw Susie. And Sally is basically the same way, except she has bangs that hang down, she has little pigtails, and then little chubby cheeks. And her eyes got bigger because you have to be careful with eyes. If they aren't nice and circular, she can look evil. And that's not what I wanted to convey. It looked kind of creepy. So I had to keep doing it until she didn't look creepy. So that's why her eyes are so big. Now I know how to draw her. I am going to draw her out in pencil first. And let's see, I've never done it this way, but we can draw her dress first to give us the basic idea of what size she is. And here's her dress. And her little legs. So now her head. Maybe that needs to be a little bigger. There's the part in her hair and her little bangs. And okay, her head looks kind of flat, so let me see. I need to fix something. That's what I mean. If I draw, I will need my eraser. Let's try again. And you don't really have to erase your pencil. We're going to use ink and go over it anyway, which is awesome. So you don't have to worry about erasing it. Okay, so there's two at the bottom. This one's in the middle, maybe bigger. Let's see. Do it like that. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and ink it all first. That's what I did with this one. It was a lot easier to do the watercolor part once I had inked in the balloon. So I will do that for this one as well. Change up the balloons a little bit. I wanted it to be all at the right angle, and it's like the wind's blowing and they're all kind of pushing this way. Some of them didn't look right the way I had it drawn, so hopefully it will still let me erase. And it does. Now we just have to paint. Now you don't have to even use paint. You could use whatever other medium that you want. I have some glitter pens which would really be cute, but I am going to use the watercolor for this. Basically the same color combination that I did to make the background. I may mix a little bit just to come up with something slightly different, but it's basically going to be those three colors. I mixed quinacridone magenta and the ultramarine blue to make a purple, and I'm going to use that for her dress. I did use a couple of different colors for this balloon and her hair. I ended up using a little bit of the bismuth vanadate yellow, but mostly the nickel azo yellow for her hair. For her face, I just used a really watered down transparent brown oxide. But that's it for the painting portion. Looking at this now, I think I should have made the balloons bigger. I like the proportion of everything on this smaller piece, where there's just a lot of empty space left, and I think it would have been better if I had filled up that space more with the balloons. Now what I could do is add balloons, and I may do that. All that's left for this is to add the sentiment. You can add whatever sentiment you want to. I'll put it right down here again. I might do like the tall skinny letters though, so we'll see how that goes. It's not so bad. It would definitely benefit for adding more balloons. Oh, sorry guys, I just noticed that I was not recording. I did decide to go ahead and just add a few more balloons, and look at the difference in the composition. And you know, you might even could go bigger, but I think this will be fine for now. So here is what we made today. These two designs came from Marina Art, and I will link her video so you can check it out and the rest of her channel. And this is my own design. I just think it's very cute. I'll include pictures of all the ones I've done just so you can have them as inspiration. These would make great Valentine cards. Just adhere this to the front of a card. The smaller ones could be great in some type of Valentine journal, or it didn't even have to be Valentine. It just says you stole my heart. It could be any journal. You could make it a pocket, put some paper on the back and make it a journal card. So there's a variety of things you could do with these. If you're a beginner, please just try this. It's really easy. It is super fun, and practice makes perfect. You have to get out there. You have to do it and practice. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button if you did, and that lets me know, and YouTube, that you did enjoy the content, and so it will suggest it to other people. And subscribe if you haven't. This is your first video of mine. Check out a few more on my channel. See if you like the content and what I have to offer. And if so, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.